Welcome, friends. Good to see you. We'll be starting in just a moment. Please take this time to arrive with us. Wonderful to see in the chat friends joining from all over. Beautiful to see familiar names and new names broadening our community. Welcome, friends. So beautiful. I just saw a beloved old family friend pop on who I haven't seen in decades, maybe. Good to see the new faces and the old ones, to greet each other in the chat and let each other know where we're coming from. Welcome, friends. We'll go ahead and get started as our other friends continue to join us. My name is Frances Kramer, and the Director of Education at Pendle Hill, joining you from Lenape land. Since 1930, Pendle Hill has been an experiment in spiritual learning community. These experiments include our residential student program, and I'd like to greet our spring term cohort zooming in from the Pendle Hill meeting room. Other experiments are our on-campus workshops. Hello to friends we just said goodbye to on campus today. Hello to our leaders, to our alumni, and to those of you who are new to us tonight. Another of these beloved experiments is our First Monday lecture series, inviting friends near and far to join us in learning together. And tonight we have the joy of learning with Niyonu Spann. Niyonu, I will be hosting and emceeing tonight, and Lisa Graustein is serving as a supporting elder, and Anna Hill and Alex Morrison from Pendle Hill will be providing Zoom tech support together. Before we get started, I'm going to orient us a bit to some of the tech aspects of our time together, and then I'll say a bit more about Niyonu. We'll enter into silent worship, and Niyonu will speak out of the silence. After Niyonu shares her message, we'll open a question and answer session and conclude the night with a final moment of worship together. You may have noticed that we're live streaming this video to our YouTube channel, Pendle Hill USA. We've enabled live transcription, so you're able to access closed captioning. And for most of the time Niyonu is speaking, we will disable the public chat function to support participants in focusing on receiving tonight's message. You'll still be able to chat with Anna or Alex if you're having technical difficulties of any sort. You can see that they are identified as Pendle Hill tech hosts. During the question and answer at the end, we will open the chat for your questions, and I will read aloud synthesized questions to Niyonu. If you have any other questions, please message me or Anna or Alex. And with that, I'm so excited to welcome Niyonu. Niyonu is a facilitator, musician, and community leader with decades of experience inside and outside of Quaker institutions, including at Pendle Hill as the dean in the early 2000s. She designed the transformative workshop Beyond Diversity 101, which has been attended by hundreds of friends from around the country. Niyonu is a prolific musician and the founder and director of the group Tribe One, which performed songs of peace and justice all over the US and Nicaragua. She has worked extensively in Chester, Pennsylvania with Chester Eastside Ministries, and is currently in the process of opening a school called the Academy for Peace and Liberation Education. I invite us to settle into silent and contemplative worship. Niyonu, please speak as you are led out of that silence.
Before I begin the formal part of my lecture, I would love to invite folks to switch to a gallery view and look at who has gathered tonight. Or for some, it might be afternoon. And even if folks have their screen off and just names, take in the names. If there's anyone joining us who doesn't see through the physical eyes, I invite you to tap into your senses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. For those that know me, you know I am much more of a workshop leader, facilitator, and creator of spaces to deepen our sharing and being together. But this is called a lecture. So I am stretching into gifts within myself that I don't exercise that often. But you know, there's gonna have to be a moment of some kind of workshopping. So we'll get in there. It's an honor. Integrous testifying, body, mind, and spirit. Accessing the whole of who we are. Testing the integrous flow and sharing from our knowingness. Testifying. This is a pathway to our salvation as humans hoping to live. as humans yearning deeply for connection, as humans sitting with such a deep desire to remember who we are as interconnected living beings. Gratitude to Pendle Hill for this opportunity to share this evening. I will continue my lecture after a few moments of calling in and honoring those who have come before us. Those who shared and continue to share their wisdom and who themselves yearned for a deeper connection. As I pour water into this heart bowl made by the hands of my sister Lisa, I invite you to unmute and speak aloud names of ancestors who shared such wisdom, or ancestors who only displayed a lack of wisdom, but still they too yearned for healing. So I hear we are unmuted and I will begin to pour and invite you to speak the names.
Sonia Ahuja.
Richard Gibeah,
Saisala,
Jesse Cummings,
Rosie
Lawson.
Roberta,
Nathan
Esther
Evans, Harold Evans,
Judith Shea.
Orgy Taylor,
Sophie Morley.
A. Taylor,
Maureen Pye,
Harry,
Joseph Esmond.
Paul Palmer,
Janice Robinson.
Daisy Palmer,
Renee Graustein,
Elma,
Roosevelt Spann,
Elizabeth Mercer,
Roosevelt Spann Sr.,
Edward Acton.
Dr. Potts,
Thelma Robinson,
Elizabeth Wilson.
Catherine Cobb,
Oh, wait. Ashe.
Ashe,
Michael Africa.
Ashe.
Jay,
Kathy,
Ashe. Thank you.
Tracy Chapman,
Ashe.
Leonard Cole,
In order for us to heal, for spirit to express fully, energy channels should not be disallowed, disregarded, or disowned. When spirit is invited and flows freely, there is a shift in frequency. There is rumbling, vibration. Some might even call it quaking. Your free, unencumbered flow excites and even liberates my flow. And what gets in the way of this flow, of feeling the vibratory shifts, what gets in the way of unencumbered excitation? What gets in the way of shared quaking? of knowing, fully knowing that we are out of alignment or out of integrity, or that we are in right relationship with the truth of our being. What gets in the way? Centering intellectual discourse while denying the emotional, intuitive, physical body cuts us off from ways of knowing, ways of discerning that are essential to our being whole. The next slide. Integrity is right relationship with the truth of our being. Next slide. Integrity is being whole. This evening, as advertised, I will build on the Pendle Hill Quaker Institute's theme of grounding our communities in prophetic values. And we will explore the prophetic power of offering to the community what we've come to know, expressions of the light and expressions from the dark that we have. We will also practice recognizing and honoring the prophetic power of offerings made to us, for us.
We know our ways are dying. We know our ways are dying. But tell me the stories of the great unknown. I see the sun is rising. I feel the moon, it travels. The earth, she is revolving. But tell me the stories of the great unknown. My soul tries to remember, trying to remember, trying. My soul tries to remember. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Try to remember. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Try. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a while. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down with me a
Yes. What is this? What is this great unknown? What are the stories of the great unknown? Whether the great unknown is unknown because it is sitting right in front of us, but we've been trained not to recognize, or whether the great unknown is unknown because we were stolen from land that informed and cultivated our ways of sensing and knowing. Or the great unknown is unknown because we buried our knowingness deep in hidden places to keep from being burned at the stake. Or the great unknown is so hard to remember because we chose to become white and torch the stories that reveal both the horrific pathways traveled or the magical ways of the ancestors. Or the great unknown is so hard to remember because we've bought into the okey doke on the street because at least it sounds real, at least it sounds raw. I believe that within the stolen, the discarded, the forgotten languages and stories, there lies nuggets of truth we need to heal. To be whole is to be integrous, grounded and centered in truth, in love, and interconnectedness, our true nature. So I see a direct connection between integrity, wholeness. I see a direct connection, obviously, between wholeness and expressing through the whole of who we are. So I want to take a few moments to know who is on with us tonight by inviting you into breakout rooms to introduce something of yourself to 2 or 3 other humans. Each person, I'd like to have 3 minutes to share. I'd love it if you share your name and pronouns. But mainly, I'd love for you to, when you think of expressing yourself, when you think of expressing yourself, between the intellectual way, through the physical body, or emotional expressions, what tends to come easiest for you? What circumstances make a difference? I'm going to put this query in the chat. When you think of you expressing yourself between intellect, physical body, emotional expressions, is there a way that seems to come easier for you or that is more challenging? What are circumstances that make a difference? And since this is an invitation around expression, I would invite you to express not feeling pushed into a box, but express freely, indeed, from what comes to you when you think about you and expressing. So again, you'll be in breakout rooms with either 3 or 2 people, and I know people are coming in as we're moving here. So I feel for the tech folks that are trying to create breakout rooms. I know how hard that is when people are actually entering while you're doing it. So you need a little timekeeping because we're really going to set the time to 15 minutes, and we're inviting each person to have 3 minutes to speak to that. Hopefully it is clear. Are my tech people ready?
I think we're ready. I'll just say we'll send a note after each 3-minute increment. And if you end up in a room by yourself, just hang tight and we will move you to be with friends.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, I'm opening them now, so you all should get a little notification to join.